Welcome to the intro. I'll be honest, I got another coloring page. I got another coloring contest to do. Gonna try to win again. With a few different techniques and a few different things that I've thought of that I want to do. So while I color this, we have some stuff to talk about for the next year. Kind of to, I wanna slightly plan out the next year. We're gonna keep it loose. Keep it like loose. But we're gonna make a little bit of a plan because I have a little bit of plan for the next year. But right now, let's get to coloring while I talk to you guys about that. At the start of the year, I like to look back and see like what I did in the past year and kind of just reflect a little bit, especially when it comes to content. But I also like to go and plan out like what are the big projects that I want to do for the next year, just to get my head into the right space and get me like aligned with what I want to do. But first, let's start with looking backwards. So throughout 2025, I redid my desk area and I did a little bit of upscaling of stuff I got from work to go and make some miniature storage. For miniatures, I completed painting my Necrons by finishing off the Canoptic Doomstalker, and I also completed the Nighthaunt Vanguard box that I had. Those are like the two big projects I would say I did. I've also been working on picking up like a few different skills and slightly improving, I would say, between, picking up the skills of learning whittling and using the Ohuhu markers that I have to get a bit better at like marker coloring and illustration. I've kind of just been, doing a little bit at a time. And that's like all I've done this year. I haven't uploaded a lot of content. I've only dropped like 18 videos compared to like some other channels. It's not a lot of content, but creatively, I felt like really good about what I made. I thought they were fairly decent, even though I changed up my style like a lot of times throughout the whole year. And I'm going to keep evolving my video style and stuff. But creatively, like, I felt good about the projects that I worked on. And I felt good about just the videos themselves for the most part. And I enjoy what I've done, and I'm looking forward to what I'm doing next year. At least what I have planned out so far. So in 2026, while these are not definitive plans, they're still like, stuff can still change. I do have some like big projects planned for the next year. So for miniatures and stuff like that, I've got an idea for an army I want to kit bash, which I will talk about in a later video this month as I wrap up some projects from last year, from like the end of last year. But I've got that army I want to kit bash. I've also got a large kind of repeatable like gameplay surface area project that I want to do that I've had a thought for like a couple of years that I just never got around to doing. So I want to do that this year. And the other thing is I swear I'm going to finally start painting some Ravage Star stuff. I still have the full first set. I haven't touched. The first video on this channel was unboxing Ravage Star, and I still have not touched painting them. So that's something I want to do. I want to get at least, 2 of the boxes. Maybe not the big boxes, but maybe like all 3 or 4 of the smaller boxes painted for the Veil Touch stuff before I get the second set, because I backed that campaign a long time ago and it's coming. But I need to get some of the other stuff done. And along with all of like the miniature stuff I want to do and improving my skills there's also other skills that I want to learn and like improve on and try more things with. I've got a couple of DIY projects that I want to get done around the house without, some other people knowing about. Make it a bit of a surprise. There's also a couple of whittling gift ideas that I have that I want to go and get done. One is for my cousin that got married last year that I never gave them a gift. And one is for the cousin that is getting married this year that I want to give them just a handmade gift, basically. And then there's also art stuff that I want to explore, like digital painting, physical drawing, physical canvas painting with acrylics, I'm not getting into oils. That is not a good idea yet. I'm not ready for that. I might also dive into stuff with Blender to learn 3D and do better, get more skills with Unreal when it comes to like environment art and stuff. And I might jump into doing or at least trying some small cosplay stuff, like small pieces of armor or weapons. Nothing huge. I'm not going like as crazy as I want to with cosplay ideas, because one of the big ideas that I would love to try and figure out is War from Darksiders. It's a personal thing. I'd love to do that as a cosplay, but that's going to be a lot of work, and I'm going to slowly get my skills up with that before I even attempt anything that big. With all that being said, there is a lot of stuff that I want to try this year, but I think right away I need to set some goals for myself to just try and keep me straight on that path. Firstly, I want to try and get more ahead than I am behind. Because last year, there was a lot of times where I'm like, I'm trying to get ahead. Something happens. My focus goes away. Something messes up, either in my head or in life, and I fall behind more than I am getting ahead. So I kind of just a lot of the time last year, I fell behind on stuff, especially when it came to making content, and I don't want to do that. I want to get more ahead than I am behind. So basically, the second thing there is I want to get more consistent with my posting. I'm looking at like 1 to 2 videos a month with maybe a short posted in between. I don't know, like something like that. Something that is a consistent posting schedule that I can keep up with. And I can get ahead on for certain projects and, be fine with it. Because I just want to be working on something all the time and putting out good quality content. And because I like setting small goals every year for like subscriber count of what I want to try and get to and convince people to subscribe to the channel, this year, at the beginning here, I am setting my goal for, 365 days is to get to 200 subscribers. I know, you look at the count, it might have already gone over that, which is good, because then I can move that goalpost to 250, 300. But currently when I'm recording this, I am 4 subscribers away from that. So I hit that goal and move the goalpost. That's a good thing for the beginning of the year. So with all that being said, here's the comment I want you to leave. Leave a prediction right now of how many videos I'm going to get out by the end of the year, and what do you think the subscriber count is going to be at the end? I'm hoping for 300, because I like to keep, expectations a little limited, but that's what I want. Is I'm going to try for hitting 300, and let's go with 20 videos. I think that sounds reasonable to me. Even after, this first month, I'm going to be posting like 4 different videos because I'm wrapping up projects from the end of last year, or that I had ready but never got dropped. So yeah, if you have enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, leave that comment, subscribe so we can hit that goal and move the goalpost. So I know that sounded like it's the end of the video. It's technically not. There's still like, 4 minutes left in the video. But this is one of those things that I want to get better at. Coloring, illustrating, colorizing, whatever you call this. I'm just going to call it coloring, using alcohol markers, using professional grade, I think I'd call them. Like kind of professional grade. They are Ohuhu. So technically they are, I think, professional grade, but I'm not sure. And I love using these things, but I am not like great at using them. And this paper is not great either. This is like basically printer paper. So it's not great either. Stuff runs, but I'm trying to do like, I'm trying to control how much ink and stuff I'm using for areas around like edges especially. It's a little hard, but it is working out. So I'm nearly done with this, and I'm just going to go into a montage real quick of like, coloring. But there's a technique later on in the video that I want to showcase, I want to talk about, that kind of worked out, kind of didn't. So let's just do a quick montage of coloring the rest of this page, and then let's talk about that technique. So the thing I wanted to like try with this and add to this is I wanted to use the airbrush to basically go and make it look like, you know, the candles and the fireplace are kind of radiating light a little bit. Like I probably could have done that with the markers by going like super light with them or getting, you know, really light color. But I wanted that kind of, you know, that kind of spray a little bit out there. And it worked, except for the fact that I have not solved the problems with my airbrush because it clogged up or something. Like there's something wrong with it where I would go and spray a little bit and it'd work. But then after a little bit, it would just stop. And like if I pulled it all the way back, it would just kind of spurt. So there's another problem with the airbrush that I have to fix. I have to figure out and fix. And I've honestly been having so many problems with this thing. I love using it. I love using the airbrush, but I have had a lot of problems from setting it up to just doing stuff with it. It's been problem solving after problem solving with this thing. And you'll see in the orange section here where I try to combine like orange and red and a little bit of white and a good amount of thinner and like combine it all together and stuff. And like, I thought I got a pretty good consistency with it. Apparently I didn't. Maybe next time I will actually get like those small cups and kind of mix it in there beforehand. Like, I don't know what really went wrong here, but it all just kind of went out and I just rubbed it around with my fingers to go and just, you know, get that kind of look that I was going for. But in the end, it all worked out. I did win the $10 gift card. And yeah, so that's about it. And now here's the outro, along with some of the sexy shots at the end. Okay, one sexy shot of it just sitting there. But most importantly, I hope you have a royal day, royal night, whatever it is for you. And I will talk to you next time.